Traders, what's going on? It's Relentless here, and welcome back to another video, right? So, I'm not sure if I should call this series Driving with Relentless or Relentless Driving. Let me know down below what you guys think I should call the series. So anyhow, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about emotions, handling the emotions of a trader, right? And the whole trading psychology, right? Trading, as we know, is very demanding mentally, right? Very, very demanding mentally. How is it that we can manage the emotions and suppress the emotions to not have any big blow up moments? I feel like that's the key when it comes to the emotions, right? So we'll jump into all of that. We'll get into some of the tips and tricks that I use when it comes to the emotions and being able to do my best every single day, right? Today was a pretty good day of trading, man. And it's one of those days where, although I'm well in the green, right? Today I'm up $914 to be exact. And although I'm well in the green, I don't feel that excited about being up that much, right? Compared to, especially if I was red that amount, right? It's so funny how that psychology works right there. It's like when I'm green, especially when I'm big green, it's like you did what you were supposed to do. When I'm in the red, oh man, it's like if I'm up 900 today like I am and the emotions are here, when I'm down, even if it's not that amount, the emotions are all the way down below the earth, right? So how is it that we can manage that emotion and of course have it be that bit of a preventative factor, right? Because a lot of trading is about safety nets, and we know that there's a lot of dark places, but what can we put in place to make sure we don't get to those dark places, right? Because once you start to get frustrated and that emotion kicks in, that's where you can start to do things outside of the ordinary, right? Which can lead to blowing up accounts and that kind of a thing. So let's get started, right? So for me, okay, there we go. So for me, one of the main things that I like to do is one of the main things as I blow that guy right there in the other lane. One of the main things I like to do when it comes to trading is to keep perspective. Keeping perspective, right? What does that mean? Perspective simply means separating trading from the real world, right? And let's use this example right here. So in the real world, if I lose $500 out of my wallet, I'm gonna be very, 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 very frustrated. Now, if I lose $500 in trading, and it was a day where I followed my rules, and for whatever reasons the setups just didn't work out, I want to make sure I keep that perspective. You know what? Today wasn't a great day, but if I continue to do what I'm doing, especially if my metrics are telling me that I'm a profitable trader, over the long run, I can make back those losses, right? So keeping perspective, keeping a very relative perspective, even on those days where you have huge losers, right? Let's say you're averaging $100 a day and you have that one day you're down 900. You gave back a full 2 weeks of work. Keeping that perspective, you know what? I had a rough day today, but in 2 weeks time, I'll be back on top, right? I'll be back at all-time highs. That is the type of perspective I'm talking about, right? So when unexpected things happen, we're not automatically triggered to, hey, man, I gotta, fight or flight. You can react very calmly and know that, you can do it. So another thing is, right, if we look at a second thing, that would be understanding the market, right? Understanding the market in the sense that as day traders, we are expected to take some huge losses, right? Unexpectedly. Expect the unexpected, right? So there's gonna be days where you're gonna be looking at a great A quality setup, and out of the blue, the stocks will drop on you. That is, of course, it's not going to happen every day, but once in a blue moon, maybe once a month or less than that. But expect those big losses, that once you understand mentally that that's going to happen to you, and that is just a formality of trading, that's just one of the outcomes that will happen over time. Once you understand that, when you do have those days where you take a huge loss, it's not going to bother you as much, because you understand that, right? You're expecting that to happen almost, right? Every so often. So understanding losses, accepting losses is definitely a key when it comes to the emotions, because you want to do everything to prevent yourself from going into a dark place mentally. If you get to that dark place, right, and it can happen to the best of us, may God help us in the moment to not do anything incredibly stupid, because that's more than likely what's going to happen. Taking big sides, revenge trading, and the whole 9 yards of things that we shouldn't be doing, right? So we really got to be careful as traders, man. We got to expect the unexpected, know that big losses will happen. And you fall down 8 times, you get back up 9, right? You just got to keep going. You got to be, no pun intended, you got to be relentless, right? Stay consistent, stay grinding. I don't have any water in here. And even if you got to make back those losses slowly, and that's what we have to do, right? Light is on the other side of the tunnel. There's other things to look into when it comes to the emotions, like a healthy diet, routine. For me, I think is pretty good. Being in a good routine, I think, definitely helps with trading. And I feel a lot of life, when it comes to consistency, is about routine, right? If we can do a lot of the same things over and over and have that discipline with it, right? Of course, over time, we're gonna feel the outcome of that, right? Which is betterment, because once you keep doing something over and over, of course, not on the repetitive aspect of it, but you're trading every day, you're exercising every day, things especially that you enjoy. Even if you're going to a day job and you're enjoying your day job, let's say you trade, you go to your day job every day, you have a good balance in your life. Those are the kind of things that can help you with trading, right? You don't want to come into trading with any sort of mental pressure, right? You don't want to come into trading thinking, hey, I'm going to need to trade and make XYZ this month to pay my bills. That right there might be a recipe for a disaster, right? That right there might get you into some trouble. So we want to come into the market, even if we're having a nice routine, we want to come into the market being prepared, being ready, no mental stress, no mental pressure. You should not trade under certain circumstances, right? And those circumstances may include the loss of a family member, the anniversary of a very bad day, a breakup. We all go through relationships and that kind of a thing. When you're not at 100%, you need to recognize that and step back, because at the end of the day, we're all trading against each other, and we're all trying to be our very best, right? It's me against you, you against me. We have to worry about the hedge funds, the mutual funds. We also have to worry about the algorithms, the high frequency traders. So it's definitely not easy, right? So we want to make sure that every single day we are at our best. And going back to routine, if your routine is to wake up every morning, jump in the shower, put on some good clothes, some comfortable clothes, and feel ready, have your breakfast and all that. If that's what makes you feel good, then that's what you have to do every day. Why change that if it's something that's helping you out, right? So routine, I really like. For me, I wake up every morning. I usually take my showers at night. I wake up every morning, I'll go in the bathroom, freshen up a bit, eat breakfast, just have something in my system, and just come and be ready. Have on some comfortable clothes, usually some shorts and a t-shirt, You don't have to come on there looking fancy and all that. You know, it's just you and the market, man. And the beauty of trading is that we're trading from the comforts of our own home. So, you know, whatever you want to wear, that's up to you, right? So there's a couple things there when it comes to the emotions. To get more technical, I would say, if you know, and you have to be honest with yourself, right? You got to be very honest with yourself. If you know that you struggle with certain things, you got to put things in place to prevent those things from happening, right? So, for example, if you know on particular days where you're not trading well and you go over your max loss and you're not respecting that rule, if you know you're breaking that rule day after day when you're trading, reach out to your broker, see if they can't put a freeze on your account if you're down a certain amount. So being honest with yourself to know who you are and what your weaknesses are and how to improve those weaknesses. So even if it's not you personally saying, hey, all right, I'm past my max loss, I'm going to stop trading, you reach out, you call your broker and say, hey, anytime I'm down more than 200 bucks, don't allow me to place any trades. Freeze my account until the next trading day. If you know that you're one of those traders who are struggling with these type of habits, that's the step you have to take, man, because you're going to keep telling yourself, you know what, I'll be better for next time, I'll be better for next time. The next time comes and you have the same result. So do something different to help you, you know, become better at that. So another thing is disciplinary actions, right? Disciplinary actions meaning, if I break the rules today, what punishment am I going to give myself for breaking the rules, right? If I'm trading, I'm not doing well. These are deterrents, right? Things that are going to get you in place to do what's right. So, you know, it might be, hey, if I break the rule today, I got to stay up and run, you know, two laps at the park. You know, if that's the case, right? Something that you don't like doing, cycling, whatever the case may be, right? Maybe you go to the gym and you get on the punching bag or something, but sometimes disciplinary actions, you know, can help you, because when you don't like doing certain things, you're gonna make sure you do things right so that you don't have to, of course, go through the punishment, right? So all those small things like that, I don't overlook. I don't personally have any sort of a disciplinary action, but I know that they help out, right? I've spoken to traders who, you know, have a few of those in place, and, you know, next time they come again, they're slightly better at what they're doing. So there's that. This guy in front of me doesn't know how to drive, man. Well, there's a lot of traffic out here. A lot of traffic today. It's Friday. You know, probably got a lot of people trying to get outside and do something, man. I know with the COVID, it's a little crazy. But, you know, when it comes to the emotions, you know, those are some of the key things that I'm looking at. A next thing is, like, for me personally, I know I'm in a bit of a fortunate situation because of this, but my older brother also trades, right? He trades every day as well, and right now he's in a simulation, but it's so good. Oh my God, it's so good to have another trader, you know, going through the process with you, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all going to be going through a lot of the same trials and tribulations, right? We're all going to be seeing a lot of the same things that we need to work on, we need to fix. And for those reasons, having somebody to call at the end of each and every trading session is very important, right? He stops at 10:30, so by the time I'm done, maybe 11 o'clock, 11:30, I'll give him a call. Hey, what's up? You know, how did you do today? I'll let him know how I did today, and we'll both talk about how we can do better for the next day. And that all goes back into doing a recap for your trading, right? So, you know, going over what you did for the day, trying to be better, it all works out. So having a bit of a trading partner, I think, is really key, you know, when trading. And of course, I'm going to do a selfless plug here. Check out the chat room, guys. That'll be the first link in the description below. If you do need a trading buddy, right? If you're looking forward to talking to other traders and communicating, you know, join the chat room. We have over 400 members now, so check out the chat room. Why is this lane moving so slow? So check out the chat room, guys, And here we go. Check out the chat. You know, partner up with those guys in there. See what's going on. You know, share ideas, bounce ideas back and forth. And, you know, I guarantee you guys it'll be helpful, right? Especially on those days when you're down, you'll have somebody in there to let you know, hey, you know what? You know, give you that inspiration. You know what? You didn't do too well today. See what you can work on for the next day. You know, that motivation is there, right? Because we all have each other's backs, man. There's not a trader in there that wouldn't give you good advice on the days when you're down, right? So we help each other, we build each other up. And, you know, I'm in there too, leading the way, leading the charge. And, you know, it's a good community, man. So you definitely check out the chat room. So, you know, when you look at the whole emotional side of the psychology of trading, you know, those are a few of the things that I look into and consider, you know, when looking at the question, right? Emotions, man, emotions, you know, the emotions. What else can I say? It's such a hard thing to deal with, because, you know, when we're trading, the goal is to try and be our best every day. But as humans, we make mistakes. That's the one thing that makes us human. We make mistakes, we have flaws, we're not perfect. So when you're trading and we're asking of ourselves to be perfect, it's impossible, right? And which is why I'll also refer to this whole concept as suppressing the emotions, because no one can get rid of their emotions, obviously, right? So how well can you suppress the emotions, and for how long? Because I feel like we'll all have a breaking point, but can we have a huge gap in between the breaking points, right? If we're gonna have a bad day, can that be, you know, 3-4 months apart as opposed to every week, right? That's the kind of thing that I'm looking at. And so handling the emotions, man, it all ties in, right? All of that stuff ties in. We're not perfect, we try to be. And so, you know, sometimes you just can't be too hard on yourself, man. If you have a bad day, you can't go back in the past and change it. It's just a matter of how well can we do moving forward, right? That's the whole key of trading. We can't live in the past. Oh man, that day I should have did this, I could have traded that. No, another opportunity will come. If it's not tomorrow, it will be the next day, that next week, that next month. So just be prepared, be better for when that opportunity does come around again. Trading, and a lot of the same stocks will come over and over again. You know, that's all what trading is, right? The history will repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. So we don't need to be perfect. We just need to try, you know, and be as good as possible, right? And when we do make mistakes, don't beat yourself up, right? Just try and be better. And I feel like that right there is the key, right? There might be a few more things that I'm missing. I'm pretty sure I went over about 4 or 5 main things, you know, so definitely consider all of those. There's a lot of things, especially when it comes to a safety net. A lot of trading is about safety nets, putting things in place to make sure you don't have a bad outcome, right? So, you know, consider all of these things, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, as I'm getting pretty close to my destination here. So traders, hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, and I know I forgot to say this in the last one, right, which is why I'm making sure now. If you did enjoy, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button. If you have more questions regarding emotions or anything else when it comes to trading, hit me up in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.